Hi guys, it's Olga Heldman, and today we have two big days. One big day, it's a new release day, and you can see two of my designs already colored in on the screen. And second one, it's Advent Day 1. I will speak more about Advent later on in video. Today we will make the scarf and the shaker tag with cute penguins. And of course, I'm starting with my stamp set. So I'm stamping my penguins on my favorite paper. It's Winston and Newton Super Smooth 220 GSM. And I love it for crayons and I love it also for markers. And it's not expensive paper, but it's not white. It's like super off-white, maybe even on the beige side. So if that will bother you, it's not for you, but if you don't mind, go for it. You will not regret it. So I stamped my penguins few times. I like to have backups, and this time they were really useful. You will see later on why they were useful. So basically, to color my penguins, I pick up far too many shades of gray. You are good with 2 shades of gray. I'm just building up my polychromos collection. So every time when I'm in store, I'm picking up 1 or 2. So I'm often in the store. And it's not a big expensive ones. It's like €4 for 2 crayons or something like that. So, slowly, I'm building up my collection. And the bellies, I color heavily with white because if you put down the layer of waxy pigment, even if you smear or smudge something or you will go too far with your crayon, you can scratch it off from the surface. And it's easy to, clean up. Basically, penguins supposed to be black, at least for this video and this design purpose. You can color them in, of course, any color you want. That's why I left them in the design, like empty, not colored in, because you can make like pink penguins and blue ones. And I think I will do it on some point. This time I wanted them to be black, so basically we colored them in on all kind of shades of gray. And I'm adding black only as a highlight. So you can watch me coloring as I go, and I will speak a little bit about Artvent. So, last year it was 24 videos, so I basically filmed and post video each day. Sometimes I have to film and post it at the same time. Sometimes I have some stuff pre-filmed. Right now, when you're watching that, I'm in Belgium teaching classes. So obviously it was pre-filmed. And this year Advent will have only 12 projects because I'm struggling with some kind of irrational technical issues all the time. If you saw my lately live stream, I have to switch off for really bad quality cam to show you anything at all. Um, so basically last, I don't know, few months, I had some issues with my internet. I have to switch my computer for a new one because it dropped dead in the middle of designing some collections. So it was a bummer. And all the time, something technical happens to me, and I'm such a not technical person. So I'm not the best with dealing with all those issues. So I'm just hoping that this year will be over. And next one, we will start with new Wi-Fi provider and with totally blank account. Karma will not hunt me anymore. I have no idea what happened. Except of that, this year we will not come back home for Christmas. Usually we went to my mom or my mother-in-law. So my Christmas preparations were buying gifts, baking some cookies and helping with the Christmas Eve when I was already there. This year we are staying, and I realized that I have to prepare everything myself so we can have a little bit of traditional Christmas here in Germany. So I realized that I cannot do what I did last year. So you will have 12 videos from me day by day. First, it will be only cards because I already pre-filmed some of them. So I know that first few days, those will be card projects. And as soon as I will come back from Belgium, I will remind you that while you watching that, me, Ida, Ups, and Tracy, we are teaching classes in Belgium. Yeah, so when I come back from Belgium, I will just record the rest of material, and I'm planning mostly decorative items, ornaments, things that I can use later on to decorate my house for Christmas, or I can give to my friends as a gift, like little stocking fillers. I think that day three, yeah, it's day three. On day three is a small handmade gift idea that I came up with, and I'm super happy to share it. It will be gift for Tracy. So yeah, you will see it on the third day of Artvent, probably in the evening, because I have to edit and upload this video when I come back. So you often ask me how I cut out my characters. So I cut them out just against the line with the precise knife. You have to be really careful. It's very easy to cut off the parts of your character or maybe part of your finger. So I'm using that as long as I have huge surface to, support my image. And I'm trying to focus on the most detailed parts because like the backline, it's really easy to cut out with scissors around their beaks or their feet. It will be a little bit harder, so I'm trying to be really precise over there. And all my characters, I always color the edges of cutout with a black marker. I would recommend to flip them on the reverse side, so in case that something will go wrong, you will just have dirty back on your element, not whole image ruined. So I think that just this black edge make everything look more tidy and more finished, and yeah, they do not look like a cutout, just like some kind of printed already, not necessarily handmade element. Yeah, and at this point, I decided to bring back some details to my penguins, and when I was doing that, I smudged the face of one of the penguins. So that's why I really like to have backups, because I can make him a face transplant. I cut out only the face. I just colored in on the side, and I will just place it. I cut it out inside the lines this time. So the lines will be from original image, not from the transplanted part. But when I place everything and my glue will dry, and I love to use Tombow mono adhesive for things like that, you can't tell which one have transplants and which one have not. So anywho, anytime when you want to add details, make sure that your pen is dry before you will go and do something with that. So now we will work on the background. I'm using some kind of memento ink that it's drying down. The ink pad was dying on me. I refilled it with oxide refill later on, so to have a little bit more pigmentation, and I'm using makeup brush. Lately, a lot of companies are coming up with, blending brushes like this one. It's called paddle brush, and it's supposed to be used to apply your makeup. For me, it doesn't work for makeup, but I'm buying really cheap ones. They are like €1, €2, I don't know, something like that. Really, really cheap ones. And I'm using them for ink blending. And one brush will last you for a really long time. They are nice because they are dense and soft. So they give you the most beautiful blending. Here I have a piece of copy paper covered with Tombow Mono underneath, so it's like sticky, tacky a little bit, but I can remove it without destroying my paper. I'm helping myself with the heat gun. It helps to set stamping and blending. And it helps me to remove my sticky part really easily. And it's really easy technique. I just cut the like wavy edge, and then you go with your blending brush and you go with your stamp. And this stamp is also one of the ones that I created some time ago for AALL and Create. It was the crow set, and there were trees, so I decided that they will look so cool in the background, and I'm really happy with this background. Actually, card didn't need a lot of help to look really nice. And the thing that you can see me with switching the ink pads, basically the Memento one is dried out. So I'm using it to take off the excess of my oxiding, because the shade Salty Ocean is really, really, really vibrant, and I wanted something more soft. So I'm sure that I have to buy I have to remember to buy oxide in a lighter blue shade, because it's the lightest one that I have here, and Salty Ocean is too dark for the sky, but it worked on this card, so I'm happy with that. And again, the same kind of brush, just smaller one. I have big one and small one for each color family. So I have some for blues, some for pink, some for red, some for yellows, etc. And I love to make blending with them. It's really effortless, really fast, and nice and smooth. So as the finishing effect of the thing that I made with masking, I have those hills with trees, and I really like that they look like they are fading away and being farther and farther from my focal point. And my focal points are those cute, adorable penguins. Here I struggled with what to pick as my sentiment, as my title, and I finally decided that I will go with Ho 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 and Tiny Heart from Really Old Simple Stories set. I used it last year as well. But I thought that it will look really cool if we would have some snow falling in the background. I started with White Jopen, and then I was like, yeah, it looks great. Let's do it with Nuva drops, because they will be also a little bit dimensional. And yeah, as the final result, it looks super cool. I use some Tommy glitter. I love this glitter. It's so beautiful. It's so fine. It will adhere to everything. In this case, it will just stick to the Nuva drops as they were still wet, and everything looks super cute and frosted. So I added Ho 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 on one layer of distance foams, and on thicker distance foams I added the heart. So heart and penguins are at the same level if you look at the side. I tap my card from underneath to level up my Nuvo drop. And when it was nice and flat, I used some glitter. And on top of the glitter, I added a little bit of translucent Nuvo drops again. And I loved the effect so much that I end up doing the same thing on Ho Ho Ho. And on the photos, you can see how nice and sparkly it is. It's kind of simple card, but cute at the same time. I'm really happy with this project. But I had like a spare pair of penguins, and I thought that they will look so cool on the shaker tag. I'm really obsessed with those shaker tags lately. They are from Sneapot, and you have like a whole set of base tag and the top tag. Top tag have a hole, a window, and there is a piece of acetate that fits in the window, and it is like a small pouch that you just stick inside. So I went with oxides again. I love those inks. Honestly, it's the best crafting invention since original distress inks. I love them, I collect them, I have a lot of colors, and I love to use them with those paddle brushes. And I want to again say something about brushes, because you know, those blending brushes, seriously guys, trust me, it's the same thing that any crafting brush. It will be just a little bit cheaper, and maybe it will not look so pretty, it will not have a designer name on it, but it will do the job for such a you know, I'm all about expensive cool tools. I know that good tool provides you really good quality of art, even if you use more crappy suppliers. With good tools, you can just go really far. But on the other hand, it's just a brush. It's enough that it's soft and dense, and maybe they will not last as long, but still, if you think cost effective, it's better just to buy a cheaper makeup thing. So, okay, I stick in the pouch inside my top tag, and I'm adding all the fillers, and I went crazy. I wanted this shaker to be full of sparkle. So I went with some seconds, with some stars, and all the fillers that I'm using inside. I feel like I bought them in cheap shop, like a Euro shop or something like that. And the big stars, I think I bought with Marta, so we paid like €2 for a huge bag of gold and silver stars, and we divided it for half because it was really huge. Then I thought that I didn't treat my pouch with anything to provide the static, so some stuff will stack inside my shaker. So if I'm on this stage already, it's better to stick some stuff in the background. So even if most of my shaker elements will fall down, and some of them will stack because of the static, if I stick some of them on the background, it will not look like a static. It will look like I intended to do so. So yeah, and beside, if you put the tag, if you will attach the tag to the gift, and even the shaker bits will fall down, you can still see a little bit of sparkle. So to finish off the tag, I just stick my penguins on, and then my camera went dead. So I will just quickly describe to you. I used the same heart and one of the stickers that you could see me thinking about using previously, and I attach a bow and some bells on the top of my tag, and that's all. So most projects for Artvent will be similar to this one, quite easy to do and quite quick to do, because last year some of you followed my tutorials, and I got some complaints that I put the bar too high. They are too complicated and too time consuming. So this year they will be a little bit simpler. And if you have any, you know, ideas, comments, concerns, leave them down below. I will check them for sure. And thank you so much for your attention. Subscribe to my channel if you didn't do so already. And see you tomorrow, guys. Bye.